Hi, my name is Mr. Kilgore, and I'd like to welcome your student to Integrated Sciences at Thunderbird High School. First, I'd like to say a few things about myself. I attended the Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven, Connecticut, and I'm a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. I also have a focus in secondary education. This is my first year here at Thunderbird High School, and in fact, I just moved to the area just this May. Once we're able to get out and about, I want to explore the city for the best places for takeout food. So far, I've really enjoyed my time here in the city. In my free time, I like to play board games, strategy games, and card games with my friends. I look forward to meeting all of your students in person. I want to acknowledge that learning online is going to be difficult for many of my students. For some, it will be easier because they're able to work at their own pace in a quiet place. But for others, it will be much more of a challenge. It is important to me that I am available to every one of my students to assist them during this time. I am here to help you and encourage you and guide you through the learning. And I have an open door policy, and I want my students and their parents to email me at any time with their questions. Considering that we're at our computers for so long each day, email is definitely the best way to get a hold of me. My email address is tyler.kilgore@guhsdaz.org. And when I'm not teaching, I will be doing my very best to answer those emails as quickly as possible. When I am teaching, I will be doing it in the WebEx room. It is guhsdaz.webex.com/meet/tyler.kilgore. That room is where I'll be teaching my classes as well as holding my office hours. The telephone number listed is the number to Thunderbird High School. I am currently not on site, so this is not a great way to get a hold of me. But if you need to speak to the administration, this is the number that you would use. If you're in my first period class, we meet on Mondays at 8 in the morning, and then we continue for almost an hour, and class ends at 8:50. On Tuesday through Friday, we meet at 8:30, and then 90 minutes later, we finish class at 10 a.m. My office hours on Tuesday through Friday are from 1:55 to 2:35 p.m. I will be available in my office during that time for anyone to walk in, but I can also arrange for meetings outside of those times as an appointment. If you're in my third period class, Mondays we start at 9 a.m. and class goes until 9:50. And on Tuesday through Friday, we meet at 10:40 a.m. and then we finish 90 minutes later at 12:10 p.m. The office hours are the same. I've tried to design class time that gives your students the most flexibility to do their work and succeed during the school day. We meet as a whole class to begin the period. I will give instructions and describe the assignments that we're doing that day. I will also give any announcements that the whole class may need to hear at the beginning of class. Usually this takes about 15 minutes time. Attendance will be taken, and attendance is required. After that, I will dismiss the class to do work on the day's assignments. They will be dismissed from WebEx to go do their assignments in their own time. They may work at their own pace, and they can return to the classroom with questions. I recommend that students see that time as specific integrated science class time. This way, they will resist the temptation to put off their tasks until later and perhaps not finish their work. It is very easy to get behind in this class, and so it is important that students use this time to their benefit. Towards the end of class, we will all rejoin in WebEx, usually about 15 to 20 minutes prior to the end of class. Okay? We will have feedback from today's lesson, some reminders for the following day, and attendance will be retaken. If a student has a question during independent work time, I will always be in my WebEx classroom. A student can rejoin the meeting during that time to ask questions or get help. In integrated science, this is an introductory course that will begin to scratch the surface of some of the topics of science. We start with the scientific method. We will move to the physics and the Newton's laws of motion. We will then move to planetary motion and our solar system and galaxy. We will then examine the layers of the Earth, and we will finish the semester with natural resources, energy, weather, and climate. In this class for right now, since we are virtual, uh, classwork actually comprises an awful lot of the grade. Right now, it is 45% of the grade, which is all of the assignments that we do during the class day. 45% will be tests, quizzes, and labs, which are designed to assess your students' knowledge, and 10% of the grade will be a comprehensive final exam. Since classwork is so important to learning while we're online, I must insist that coursework is completed on time. Generally, it will be due at midnight the day that I have given it out in class. If an assignment is late, it will be penalized 10% by each day that it is late. But I will still accept it for partial credit up until the end of a unit, after which I cannot accept it. It is up to the students to communicate to me if absences or extenuating circumstances prevent them from handing their work in on time. I understand that this is a very dynamic period of time, and there are a lot of challenges that people face at home and at school, and I totally understand it. But it is up to the students to communicate that with me. I can be as flexible as I can be if I am aware of the situation in advance, but if I am not, there won't be much that I can do. I have listed here just a few expectations for behavior in class for a successful student. When in a meeting, a student should try to find a quiet place to work so that they can concentrate on what they are doing. Due to internet issues, I do not require that a student have their face on camera, but if they do, they need to be seated upright and in proper school dress code. Muting your mic upon entry to the classroom is important so that a room full of 35 people can hear what I say. Since email is a very important way to communicate with me, students should check their email regularly to see if I have said anything to them. Taking ownership of your learning is critical when we're working from home. It is often more difficult for students to be accountable when they are not in the classroom with the teacher right there to check their work. So it is important for students to advocate for themselves and make sure that they are in charge of their learning. They should always try their best and make sure to focus on the class. Limit distractions by keeping YouTube away, putting your phone away, and turning down the music. In communications with their classmates and with me, students should be respectful, and I promise that I will be respectful to them in return. And since everything is moving so quickly online, it is important that students be on time. Students that are not on time on a regular basis will be marked tardy, and they may have to deal with consequences from the main office. Canvas is the learning management system that we'll be using in this class. Okay. Students will use their Glendale Union High School District accounts to log into Canvas. The credentials are the same as they use to log into their Chromebook and into their email. They can use guhsdaz.instructure.com to access Canvas, and once they do, they should bookmark it. If they are on their Chromebook, there also is a link, the second from the left, on the launch page for the district. Other questions can be answered in the Student's Technology Manual that was given at the beginning of the year. We will be using Canvas for announcements, lessons, quizzes, and tests. Think of it as a one-stop shop for your students' learning in this class. If your student is having trouble navigating Canvas, it is important that you let me know because it is critical to their success. While work will be scored and I will give feedback in Canvas for their assignments, the official grades for the report card will be put into Synergy, which can be accessed through Parent View or Student View. I thank you for watching this presentation in our open house. I look forward to working with you and your student this year, and I encourage you to please email me with any questions or concerns. Thank you.